Have you ever sent a text to the wrong number? What if that one mistake could change your entire life? This is the story of Megan, a single mother who was barely making ends meet, and how a simple typo led her to a world she could have only dreamed of. Megan's days were a constant juggle. Wake up before dawn, get her 2 kids ready for school, rush to her dead-end job, and then come home to a mountain of bills and worries. Hope was a luxury she couldn't afford. One evening, trying to text her friend about a potential job lead, her fingers fumbled. She hit send, sighed, and put her phone down, completely unaware that her message hadn't gone to her friend. Instead, it had landed on the phone of Andrew Hawkins, the notoriously private and intensely focused billionaire CEO of Meridian Enterprises, one of the biggest corporations in the country. Andrew was in a late-night board meeting, staring at projections and financial reports, when his phone buzzed. He usually ignored personal texts during work, but this one was different. It wasn't from anyone in his contacts. It was a heartfelt message, full of a quiet desperation that struck a chord with him. "Hey Sarah, fingers crossed for that interview tomorrow. I really need this one." Intrigued and perhaps a little moved by the raw honesty, he did something he never does. He replied, "I think you have the wrong number, but I hope you get the job." Megan's heart sank when she saw the reply. Another door closed, another dead end. She apologized for the mistake, but something prompted her to add, "Thanks for the kind words, stranger. It means a lot." A simple exchange, but it sparked a conversation. Over the next few days, they texted back and forth. Megan, thinking she was talking to a regular guy named Andrew, opened up about her struggles, her dreams for her children, and her frustration with her job search. Andrew, for the first time in years, found himself connecting with someone on a purely human level, far removed from the corporate world of flattery and agendas. He was captivated by her resilience and her unwavering optimism, even in the face of hardship. He learned she had a degree in marketing but had to drop her career to raise her kids. He saw a spark in her, a talent that was being wasted. So, he made an offer that would sound insane to anyone else. He told her there was an opening in the marketing department at the company he worked for, Meridian Enterprises. He encouraged her to apply, giving her the direct email for the head of HR. He didn't reveal who he was, only that he thought she'd be a great fit. Megan was hesitant. Meridian Enterprises? It was the corporate equivalent of Mount Everest. But what did she have to lose? With a mix of terror and excitement, she polished her resume and sent in her application, mentioning the referral from Andrew. To her absolute shock, she got a call for an interview the very next day. The interview was tough, but Megan's passion and genuine ideas shone through. She spoke about marketing not just as a way to sell products, but as a way to connect with people and tell a story. She got the job. Her first day at Meridian Enterprises was a blur of nerves. The office was sleek, modern, and intimidating. And then she saw him. Andrew Hawkins, the CEO, the man whose face was on the cover of business magazines, was walking toward her with a small, knowing smile. The realization hit her like a ton of bricks. The kind stranger, her mysterious pen pal, Andrew, was the Andrew Hawkins. She was speechless. He simply said, "Welcome to Meridian, Megan. I knew you could do it." Of course, the office rumor mill went into overdrive. Who was this new hire who seemed to have a direct line to the CEO? Whispers followed her down the hallways. Some assumed the worst, that she was just another one of the CEO's special projects. Megan was mortified, but she refused to let gossip define her. She poured every ounce of her energy into her work. She was determined to prove that she belonged there because of her talent, not because of a lucky text message, and prove it she did. Her first campaign was a massive success. She brought a fresh perspective, an understanding of the everyday consumer that the high-flying marketing team had lost. She wasn't just following trends, she was creating genuine connections. Projects that had been stalled for months were suddenly moving forward, thanks to her innovative ideas. Her colleagues, who were initially suspicious, began to respect her. They saw her work ethic, her creativity, and her collaborative spirit. Andrew watched from a distance, impressed, but not surprised. He'd seen that potential in her from their very first texts. Their professional relationship continued to grow. He became her mentor, challenging her with new responsibilities and trusting her with major projects. But underneath the professional surface, their personal connection deepened. They'd grab coffee and talk about everything and nothing, her kid's latest school play, his love for sailing, their shared belief in making a positive impact. It wasn't long before Megan's talent was undeniable to everyone. Within a year, she was promoted to head of her department. The whispers had stopped, replaced by admiration. She was no longer the CEO's project. She was Megan, the brilliant marketing director who had turned the department around. The change in her life was incredible. She could finally provide for her children without the constant stress of living paycheck to paycheck. She moved her family into a nice house with a backyard. She could afford to enroll her kids in after-school activities they loved. But the biggest change wasn't the money. It was the return of her confidence, her sense of purpose. She was no longer just surviving, she was thriving. And her relationship with Andrew blossomed into something more. They fell in love. It was a love built not on a foundation of wealth or status, but on mutual respect, shared values, and a genuine connection that started with a simple, accidental text. Her children adored him, and he, in turn, embraced them as his own. Their little family, born from a digital mistake, was whole. Megan's story is a powerful reminder that life can change in an instant. It shows that sometimes the wrong number can put you on exactly the right path. It is a testament to the fact that kindness from a stranger can open doors you never knew existed, and that true talent, when given a chance, will always shine through. One simple text didn't just get her a job, it gave her back her future and led her to a love she never expected to find. Thank you so much for watching. What's the luckiest mistake you've ever made? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this story, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. See you next time.